VIPKid. VIPKid is one of the companies that I work for to teach English online to kids mostly in China. If you aren't really sure what that means, or you just kind of want more information about what that looks like, check out my other video for a more generic overview about teaching English online, because today is specifically about VIPKid. So VIPKid offers English classes to students. Most all of them are in China right now. They are all one-to-one classes, and they are about 25 minutes long. The lessons are all pre-planned. They have a set curriculum, and the students kind of progress through that with whichever teacher they want to take classes with. VIPKid follows a flipped classroom approach. And what that means is the kids are doing online activities, they have a workbook, they have little videos to watch, and they are doing this before they come to the teacher for class. Do all the students do this? No. I would say maybe only half of them actually do the activities before class. But the idea is that they are exposed to the new vocabulary and the language, and they should kind of already have been learning it a little bit, so when they come to class with a teacher, they are practicing it. It shouldn't be new to them, and that really helps the teacher work on the things that they're struggling with, help them with their pronunciation and understanding of things that maybe they didn't get before. Like I said, some of the kids do it and some of them don't, but you can usually tell which kids are doing the outside activities. But their classes are all in a set curriculum. There are different units that they move through, and there are 12 classes in each unit, and then they progress through different levels. The youngest kids are the pre-VIP kids, which is like preschool. I've had kids as young as 3 as regular students. I've had some trial classes that are even younger than that. I really enjoy those classes because it's a lot of singing and dancing and phonics, which is I used to teach kindergarten, so that's some of my favorite things. And then it goes up to, right now they have level 7, which is really more like teaching English to a middle school kid in America who is a native speaker. It's a lot more reading comprehension and language prefixes and suffixes and all of that kind of stuff that you would teach in a normal school for an English class in America. So it's very, and then everything in between. So when you start with VIPKid, you'll be certified for either lower or kind of upper level, and then as you teach, they might offer you more levels to work with. And how is it booked? The parents book the teachers. They follow the teachers that they like, and they do it a couple of different ways. Some parents say, my kid is taking class at 7 o'clock every Tuesday. And if their preferred teacher is available, great, they'll take classes with that person. If not, that's okay. They take classes with another teacher. And that's how I think a majority of the parents do it. Some parents are very much like, I want my kid to take class with this teacher. We try to do it at this time, but if that teacher isn't available, maybe another kid took that class slot before they got a chance to get it, they will say, oh, let me take this time instead, because they want to stick with that teacher. So it kind of depends on the parents, but basically the parents have a list of teachers they follow, and they can see those teachers' schedules, and then they can kind of decide which classes they want to take each week. You might have some kids that only take your classes. You might have some kids that you share with other teachers, and you might end up with some kids that take your class once and then you never see again. And that's okay, because that's part of the fun with VIPKid. So, what do you need to teach with VIPKid? They are looking for a bachelor's degree. That is the most important thing that you need. They used to hire people with associate's degrees, but they now have like over 30,000 teachers, and they have gotten a little bit more strict with their hiring. So you have to have a bachelor's degree. You have to have an American or Canadian, so a North American accent. VIPKid is, they're advertising American teachers. So they, in their mind, they are looking for really perky, enthusiastic, fun, outgoing teachers. And that is what the parents mostly are looking for. It's kind of really great for the kids. They need that break because their schools in China are not like that. They are very strict. They're very to the rule. They do not have, as much kind of open, fun, and different ways that we use to kind of explore learning in America. Like project-based learning, not a thing in China. So for them, their English class is kind of a fun thing. It's not that strict same way that they're learning in school. It's a completely different way of learning. And after the kids have been in school all day, it's nice for them to have that kind of break and a different way to do things. But the parents are happy because it's still something new that they are learning. The other thing they look for is teaching experience. You do not have to have a teaching license or any kind of ESL certification, but if you have that, it's much better. It's really good. If you don't have it, if you have some kind of experience working with kids, that would be really helpful. So even just babysitting or working in a nursery at church, put it on your resume. How it works is when you apply, they kind of have a computer system that scans for keywords like teaching and kids and that kind of stuff. And then if they find what they're looking for, they will offer you an interview. Usually your interview also has a short little demo lesson. Sometimes they're live with a person and sometimes they're recorded. So it just depends on what they offer you. And then if you pass that, then you go on to your mock classes to kind of see how you do teaching and make sure you're good with teaching online. The pay is anywhere from $14 to $22 an hour. They set your pay based on your experience and how you do in your interview. So make sure you practice a lot for the interview. The way they pay is you get a base pay per class. And then if you go to class on time, you get another $1. And if you teach enough classes in the month, you get other incentives too. So if you teach 45 classes in a month, you get another $1. So basically, if your base pay is set at $8 a class, and you teach 45 classes in a month, you'll get $10 a class, which is $20 an hour. And most of the base pays are kind of around that, maybe a little less. They're used to offer a little more. It's a lot harder to get more than that now, but it's anything is possible. Some other things that are important to know. VIPKid does have American offices. So even though the company is headquartered in Beijing, they are also in California. So what that means is they are subject to any U.S. labor laws. So since you are an independent contractor, they can't require some of the things they used to require before they opened their U.S. office. So if you hear people telling you that there's a required number of hours or that you must wear orange, that is outdated information. There is no set required number of hours. You can teach no classes a week if you want. Like if you want to go on vacation and not teach any classes, that's okay. They don't care. Do a lot of teachers wear orange? Yes, but it's not required, and I think it's kind of getting less and less common as time goes on. It used to be a requirement, but then they can't require that now that they have a U.S. office. The other thing that means is that you are paid via an American bank account with a direct deposit. So your pay would not be any different than if you get paid from any other job in the U.S. via direct deposit. That means there's no international wire transfers or any of that kind of stuff that you get from a lot of the other ESL companies that are only in China. A lot of people don't realize this, and I've noticed that as I've started working with other companies, because people get very confused about pay because they're like, why was this fee taken out? I don't get any fees from VIPKid, and that's because VIPKid pays, I think it's through Bank of America, but it's definitely an American bank. The money is not getting put in your account from China. So that's something that a lot of people don't know, but it's kind of good to know. The other thing is, what kind of hours do you work? VIPKid is open from Beijing time 9 a.m. until the last class is like 9:30 to 10 p.m. in Beijing. So where I live on the East Coast, right now we are 12 hours behind Beijing. So 9 a.m. in Beijing is 9 p.m. here. So I can open up my classes anytime I want between 9 p.m. and then the last class slot would be 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. would be when it ends. Right now in the summer, great, open up all those slots. The kids aren't in school. You can get booked at any time, and I do get booked anytime. When school is in, the peak times are going to be the times the kids aren't in school. So the really hot times, or the peak times, like VIPKid calls them, are from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Beijing time. So 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. in East Coast time. And then all day on the weekend. So for us in East Coast, that's Friday night into Saturday morning, and then Saturday night into Sunday morning, because that's Saturday and Sunday in China. When you're new and starting out, those are the times that you're going to get classes. I personally work overnights all year round. I usually open my schedule from about 9 p.m. or when daylight savings time changes, the clock's 8. So I work from 9 a.m. Beijing time until anytime between 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Sometimes I go all night until 9 a.m. I do usually do that maybe once or twice a week. I have been with VIPKid for a year and a half almost. I have a lot of parents that follow me. I have a lot of preschool kids. I have a lot of kids that take my class at lunch, and then I have quite a few kids that I really have no idea why they are not in school. Some of them I think might be in school taking my class instead of another class. I don't know if it's like a study hall kind of thing. I really don't know, but it took me a while to get to that point, and that's not super common if you're just starting out. So I'm a night person, and I prefer that, but I think most people with VIPKid, they get up really early in the morning to teach their classes. So that's about it. If you have any other questions about VIPKid, please feel free to email me or leave a comment, and I would love to get back to you. I will put my referral code and my referral link in the comment section. VIPKid does pay referral bonuses because it's helpful to have a mentor through the process. It's a lot of different things to do to get hired. So if you're interested, please let me know. I would love to help you out. And I hope to see you working with VIPKid. Bye!